Hey guys, this is Hell Hades. It's going to be another Raid Shadow Legends video. It's actually going to be a really quick, short fire series on artifacts. So episode 1 coming at you right now. This is going to be the basics of artifact management, gear sorting, and trying to understand what sort of stuff you should keep, what sort of stuff you should sell. It should be relevant to anybody at any stage of the game. From early game player through to late game player. I'll try and make it kind of relevant for all of those. There's then going to be some follow-up videos, which are, again, kind of quick 10-minute bursts around specific things for artifacts. One is going to be for jewelry items. One's going to be for gear sets, should you buy them. And then the last one is going to be around those niche gear sets that perhaps you should save, but you're not sure where to use them. So let's get into this. I have been doing some farming just to try and give you a sense of, firstly, new items. What do I look for as to whether I keep them or sell them? Then I'm going to talk through some of the stuff that I have kept, why I've kept it, and what I do when I keep it. So let's start with the new stuff. So I've farmed some dragon and I've farmed some fire knights. Those are my two most important dungeons right now for my account. I would say probably 99.5% of the people that are watching this video should just be farming dragon. Dragon. Get your speed sets, get your accuracy sets, and get your lifesteal sets. They're going to be the most important sets for the majority of people in this game. Most people are going to need to run lifesteal in the clan boss. Most people are going to need to run speed sets in the arena. And most people probably need a couple of items of accuracy set to get their accuracy to a level that you can actually do the damage, the abilities that you need to do. So all of these pieces here, I'm going to quickly run through and decide whether or not I'm going to keep them and tell you why. So what am I looking for on all gear pieces at my account level? Basically, I want to find either a blend of two of the main good stats. So I'm talking about speed, crit rate, crit damage, HP percentage, defense percentage, and accuracy. So we've got 6 main stats that I look for when I'm deciding on gear. The next kind of tier down from that are things like attack percentage. It's okay, but it's not great. So on this 6-star piece here, I've got one of the two stats. At an account of my level, that's a sell. For most people with a speed piece on a 6-star, you're probably going to keep it because you've got crit rate there. But for my level, I don't need it. But I'm looking for 6-star pieces for my account level. Again, most people probably watching this are looking for 5 or 6 or maybe 4 or 5. We've got 2 of the main stats I wanted on an accuracy piece, 6-star, I'm going to keep it. Boots, I want to find speed predominantly. 99% of the time, guys, you wear speed boots in all content of the game. There's a very niche element where your campaign farmer will wear attack percentage boots, potentially. Your clan boss team might end up in a different set of boots, but probably mostly they'll wear speed. All your arena wear speed. All your dungeon guys should be wearing speed. All your faction crypts guys should be wearing speed. So, pretty much if this is anything flat, I'll lose it, especially if it's in a gear set that I'm not that fussed about. Frenzy gear, I'm not going to keep unless it's exceptionally good because it's a very niche set. This is good. Speed and crit damage, 2 of the main stats I want on a set that's quite niche. I'll keep that for now. Regeneration set, unless they are epic pieces, I will sell them. So I would want to see so this is actually a 6 speed, crit damage and attack. For most accounts, you keep that because 6-star speed boot with crit damage is probably a keeper for most people. For my account, I would never use it because I've already got a bunch of 6-star speed boot gear. But that one we'll keep for now. Shield set, good set. Crit damage. If we find crit damage on our gloves, we'd love to see crit rate underneath like this. And then I'd love to roll a speed substat. That's a definite keeper. Savage set. This is from Fire Knights. I really want to see on Savage. So this is a damage set. I want to see those crit stats and speed. Speed and defense is kind of like, they're both good stats. Would I ever roll it? Probably not. Maybe I'd roll it and see if I got double speed. We'll keep that and try that out in a second. Crit rate, 6-star with speed, we'll keep that. Destroy set, terrible set. Very unlikely you're going to use it. It's got to be exceptional pieces for me to keep that. But again, if you're like a mid-game player and you've got Destroy Set, look at your substats. If it rolls for you a good main stat like crit rate, crit damage, HP percentage, defense percentage, then look at your substats and decide actually if that piece is still going to work for you. If it comes with speed, if it comes with crit rate, if it comes with HP percentage and accuracy, 4 of the main ones, then you might still keep those pieces on your account. Stun Set is a brilliant set to help you with wave control. So this is a lovely piece here. Speed and crit damage, that's a definite keeper. Stun Set's well worth keeping. Toxic Set, there's very little area of the game that I would ever use this set. So this would have to be exceptional for me to keep it. Avenging, really similar to that. It'd have to be exceptionally good pieces for me to keep these. So this, on a normal, reasonable set, I would keep. But on this set, it's not good enough. Avenging set's not good enough for me. Stalwart, flat stat, we don't want it. So we can sell off those items there. It leaves us then with a few which we've kept. What I tend to do here is I will roll up the ones which I'm not sure about. So I really need to land at least one extra level of speed to want to keep this piece, because it's in a gear set that I wouldn't normally use. If this was like a speed set that we're looking at here, then this is a keeper either way. But I need one roll of speed, or I'm just going to sell this one on. That's when you get to that kind of end game decision making. Saying that, it's rolled 19% crit damage, and now I'm kind of wanting to keep it, so I'm going to keep it. This one, I will sell this one, but for the sake of this video, I would probably roll this and hope to see crit damage. You know, if this is going to be like a mixed set for you, yeah, see, I'm going to cancel there. One attack roll there for me has just made this one definitely not worth keeping. I needed double crit for me, but for you, that might still be a decent piece. So I'm going to sell that one on. This one here, I'm keeping it either way, but I do like to roll to level 8 on items which I'm quite interested in, and I'm interested in this one. I want to see if I roll crit rate twice. If I roll it twice, this becomes a really great piece. Especially, you know, shield set's well worth using in a lot of areas of the game. Double crit rate is excellent. So now I'm actually going to take that one up to 12. I'm just interested to see what that next sub is. If that next sub is something very good like speed, accuracy, HP percentage or defense percentage, then this piece becomes quite high priority for me in my account, even at this stage. But for you guys, most of you guys watching, actually, it's already a high priority piece. High crit damage with high crit rate means that you can get yourself easier to that. This is really good. Get yourself easier to that max crit rate 100% whilst gaining a ton of crit damage. It's hard to do, but when you've got pieces like this, it becomes much easier to do. So that's nice. This one's almost the reverse. Crit rate on the gloves. At my account level, you don't often run crit rate anymore. I'm looking for the piece that I've just had. But I am interested to see if I get a double roll speed, because then that makes this piece still worth keeping for me. You know, 18 speed on something with high crit is going to be useful for someone in my kind of setup. We've got 1 and 1. It's still a keeper. It's not high priority for me anymore. And then this one again, basically I'm rolling to 8. If I don't find double speed here, then this one's going to go, because there's not that many people that I'd be running in Savage that would need this. Yeah, so we're going to stop wasting silver there. That one's going to go. Only because I've already got good pieces in this set and I'm already kind of maxing out my storage. So again, we're going to double roll this one. This one's probably a keeper anyway. I like to roll to 8 just to give myself a sense of when I'm gearing people, what sort of stats do I know I've got. So I like to get my pieces up. It's very cheap to roll to 8 as well if you're at my stage of the game. This gives me a good sense of what this piece is now going to be capable of. So let's go into sets that I keep a little tiny bit of, and then sets that I actually aim for. Maybe I'll start actually just showing you the dungeons quickly. So Ice Golem, at my stage of the game, what do I farm it for? I only farm it when we got the events on. That's one. All I care about is defense set, because it's unique. You don't find anywhere else in the game that boosts defense like this does, and it's actually pretty useful to have. So I care about defense set. I keep some crit rate set because again, it's quite good for boosting your crit rate up when you need to. and I look for resistance set as a bit of a niche build. Taunting is not bad. Reflex is very niche, and we'll cover that in a different video. The rest of these I'm not particularly fussed about. Dragon, the top 3 are easily the best, and probably the best 3 sets in the game for different areas that you want to cover. We've got Day set is useful, Frost set is useful, Stalwart set is useful. And then Fire Knights, bad, really good, and I really want more of this. Good, average, bad, very good, very good. So there's actually a lot of really good sets in Fire Knights when you get to later in the game. So let's just have a quick look then at just a few kind of selections of what you can do with your filter tool to decide what you're going to keep. So first thing I can do is I can select all of those pieces underneath. If we got any flat stats, I have actually that have slept in. I don't know how that's happened. So obviously I farmed some. Oh yeah, I farmed some stuff overnight, so I wouldn't have cleared it out yet. So any flat stats on these, basically straight in the bin. Anyone who's watched any of my stuff knows that I do this anyway. But pretty much sell all of that stuff, because when you roll it up, unless you are very early game, guys, I would never roll this gear up. If you are if you've got all of your champs like level 40, then you might take some of this type of flat stat gear up to level 8 or maybe 12 maximum. I would never roll a flat stat piece past 12 unless it's a speed set and it's rolled speed. That's the only time, literally the only time. And to give you an example of what I meant by saying that, let's do that again. Flat stats. I think I might have some on some gloves, have I? Oh no, maybe I even got rid of them. So on a speed set, stop clicking it twice. If you rolled, let's say you got some bad substat, main stat here, but you rolled speed, then maybe you would keep it. That's the only time you would ever keep a flat stat on these bottom 3. So bottom 3, you're looking for those. You then, next one I do is filter out attack percentage on gloves. It's very, very rare that attack percentage on gloves is worth keeping. The only reason I've kept these is because I've got double crit rate and crit damage. Even then, they're bottom priority for me, because crit rate on your gloves or crit damage on your gloves is better than attack. So that's a bit of a niche one. These ones here, definite sell. Definite sell. This is actually a really nice glove, but I'm never going to use it, guys, because this is worth less than crit rate and worth less than crit damage. So attack on your gloves, almost always a sell. Next thing I do is I look to say, what kind of selection of items have I got in these different areas? So have I got a good selection of main stats? Yeah, so I've got 2 resistance, 1 defense, 1 HP percentage, and you'll see I've got a kind of similar type of good selection across most gear sets. Speed will be the set I've got the most gear of because it's the most important to me. I've actually got more than I need in this set. I probably only need like 3 of each piece, but it's probably because they've all rolled fairly well. And I'm looking again for that combination of speed, crit rate, speed, crit damage, speed, HP. So there's a lot here which I've just kept because I can see I've got potential in these gear pieces for some good rolls. Yeah, good rolls. All of them got the same type of stats on them. All of the chests, good main stat, and then hopefully I've rolled something good. This piece here, if I didn't have a good main stat on, I would get rid of it because, I mean, quite frankly, these are terrible substats, but I don't have much in this gear set. I've actually got way more gloves than I need here, so crit damage here with bad subs. It's a bit of a niche one because it's a good set to have crit damage in, but chances are I probably won't use that very often. Defense, I've got 1. Defense, I've got a second one with a bad roll. That may as well go. I don't need 2 defense in this set. I've got another one here. If I roll double speed, it's still useful to me. Otherwise, it's probably a goner as well. Albeit this set is quite nice to have just to try and boost your power. Power of your champions. But yeah, we'll probably just keep it on the back burner. Another defense one. I just don't need that many defense ones. So that's going to go. But I just want to keep a good selection on the main sets. that I talked about in those different dungeons. Good selection of different items of gear for all of those sets. When you come to the niche sets, and we'll come to that in a different video, then I've only got a really select few pieces. Relentless, slightly different again. Good amount here, not much here. These have got to be good old pieces to keep them. This one, look at this. Not going to keep it, actually, not good enough. This one's rolled double speed on a crit damage piece, so we are going to keep it. Defense, not going to keep it. Resistance with a triple crit damage is kind of nice. So that could be just, a crazy high damage, high resistance champ. But chances are I'm probably still not going to use it. It's probably still not good enough for my stage of the game. When you're looking at something like a Taunting Set, generally a Taunting Set's going to need to be on a defensive-based champion. So you'll see here my chest, defense, resistance, HP. I don't have a bunch of attack chests. I don't need them in this set. HP on the boot, HP on the boot, speed on the boot, speed on the boot, speed on the boot. You will not find me with attack boots in this set because it's so rare that I would need it. Counter-attack pieces, don't need any of those. Just know they're just a very niche set that I can't find much use for. Similar with Avenging, really. I've got one set on somebody, so I'm going to keep a couple of extra pieces, but generally clearing these out. I don't need them. Stalwart set's a very nice set. You'll see I've got a lot more pieces here. Reflex is a good niche set, and we'll go into that in a different video. And Crawl Gear and Immortal Gear are both great sets. And then the arena stuff, I mean, some of it's okay. You've got to be lucky to get the kind of right pairings. But most people keep more arena sets than they should because most of them are bad. 5 or 6 star for me, 4 star here, might as well go. So hopefully that's given you a kind of initial insight. We're going to go into a second video soon around should you buy gear sets. I've been Hell Hades. Hope that's been useful for the main kind of sets. We'll carry on with this series.